Hey guys, Salvador Gomes here. I'm gonna do a quick demonstration how I use concept to make my models. So I have this head here that I made in another demonstration for my students. I'm gonna be using just for just to be quicker. You could be using anything, sphere, doesn't matter. So the concept that we're gonna be following, I'm gonna come here, up this tab, and I'm gonna go to texturing. I'm gonna click down here, and then you go to image plane, load image plane. Let me see here the reference. So we're gonna be use this. This is a concept provided by Jonathan. He's my friend. He's a really great artist and concept design. And I'm gonna be just here on the side here. You have scroll. I'm gonna just adjust. I'm just moving the image itself. And then I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna go to and adjust. And then you have zoom as well. See here, zoom, just to be better to see. And then I'm gonna just trying to position the same direction with the concept. This is to help with the proportion. So you're gonna see just in a minute how I use that. So I'm gonna just trying to match as good as possible. I'm gonna come here to image reference, reference view. You have opacity. You can go down. You can go like just to see through. I think you should do the work. If I need to change, you can move everything later on. So and then you have like storage view. I'm gonna click store. If these things happen, like you can see that moved. So you can just come here again. So scroll. Let's see. Sometimes your brush can be finicky. Again, just position just to see better for me here, and I think for you as well, it will be better to see. Let's see, start view. So once I have this setups established, you come and save Ctrl S. I'm gonna save here on my demonstration folder. Just wait, just a second. So I'm gonna save here on the other monitor. Uh, yeah. Once it's saved, so why I clicked say Ctrl S. Ctrl S is the same as come here to File, and then you save the file. Why I'm saying File? Because I'm saving all those setup that I made right now. So if I have to stop, if I have to go to have lunch or break or whatever, so when I come back, if I close the file, when I open it, it's going to be in the same place, in the same position, so you can keep doing, you don't need to do this type of adjustment all the time. So once you have this here, I'm going to just close here. So my ZBrush is a little bit different from the full. So I'll not be explaining that. Of course, I think on YouTube you have a lot of information about how to set up your UI. But in any case, if you have any questions, just send me a message on Instagram or Facebook or even here in YouTube. I'm gonna uh, make myself available as I go. So let's go. So once I have this here, so this is a head that I was doing in the demonstration. So I'm gonna use for the beginning of the process as a base mesh. So I'm gonna come here, gonna just do a Dynamesh, but I'm gonna work really low. That's the way that I used to do. I go lower with the low resolution, and also the block count is gonna be also like from the big to small. I'm pretty sure that you have heard about that. So I'm gonna come here and let's find here geometry, and I'm gonna go to decimation. Sorry, Dynamesh. I think it is in Dynamesh already. So everything's gonna be, I think it's too high. So I'm now in 4 millions. So we're gonna come here to, let's find here, Dynamesh. Here, I'm gonna just decrease here the, let's see if this works. Maybe not. Yeah, so now as you can see here, yeah, I think we can go a little bit less. Let's see. Yeah, this should work. So and then we're gonna just come here again. So this is usually I leave like that opening because all the time I do like I reduce the opacity to see through. So this material here, it's more for sculpting when you are doing stuff. So sometimes I come here to material and change, I don't know, for skin, a shader. Sometimes it can help to see better through, just to see where things go. And this is not like to be following or tracing, just to see the whole proportion. So and then I'm gonna use the basics. This is the most tools that I use here, tools or brush, whatever you can call. So I'm gonna go to move. In move, I'm gonna reduce the intensity because I like to go slow and have more control. And also here in echo curve, you can click in echo curve. So you can find the echo curve. If I'm not wrong, you can come here to brush, curve. You have echo curve here as well. I just put outside because it's easier to click and access. So once I have this, I'm gonna just like, oh, don't forget to turn on the symmetry. You can press the X and then I'm gonna just move. So let's see, choose low. Usually I go to the middle here and the Z intensity. So and then I'm gonna try to think if this Cyclops didn't have a beard. Then I'm gonna use the place of the nose as a spot just to establish the proportion at the beginning. Later on, you're gonna be use more your um, anatomy knowledge. I'm not be talking about anatomy as well. It should be like a discussion for the whole class. So this is just a quick demonstration. So what I'm doing here, I'm using the profile to match the other side. So I'm pushing pull here, but I'm looking to the other side and see how far I can go, and later on I can just adjust on the front view. It's good if you have, I don't know, side view and profile and front view, so you can use all those lines on the concept to match even more. But here you're gonna be free. I'm gonna be looking to the reference. I have my pre-ref also open here in another monitor, so I'm gonna be all the time looking this reference. So I think, let's see here, I'm gonna use also, excuse me, I'm gonna be using also clay. This clay as well, I usually go like a little bit low because I like to go slow and have more control. So with clay, I'm gonna just put a little bit of mass here and just to have the zygomatic established. So his eye is a little bit up, so we're gonna the zygomatic here, probably the where the eye of my base mesh is. So the ear gonna move a little bit up later on. So right now I'm just like adding using clay and subtracting around here, you should say. Let's maybe here. As you can see, I have the perspective turned on. Some people they always ask me, hey, should I be working with the perspective on or off? We always have these questions, right? So my idea is I use perspective when looking profile just to have more control. But sometimes I turn off, I turn on, and also I use I don't know, Blender to use like a real camera to check when I'm working because I don't trust 100% the camera, the distortion inside of ZBrush. Yeah, they do a really good job to predict how the it is the distortion, but again, I like to check in another place, and also I try to put some lights just to check. Uh, so here gonna use just to mark where it is the eye using dump standard. It's pretty basic. Once I have the proportion, then I just jump and go like without seeing this way. So once I have here, I'm gonna go back to my material. I'm gonna go back here. Don't forget about to bring back the opacity. So it's really weird right now. No problem. So because I want to show you when I want to clean the dark, I just press Ctrl N, and then don't forget to click here in the actual like one to one because I zoom it, right? Like I did the zoom. So now I just move up and down, and I'm gonna leave like that. I'm gonna work using like my reference here, and I'm gonna try to uh, match a little bit like using reference, you know. So I'm gonna try to put in the same angle, and I'm gonna see how I can. It's because as I use like a base mesh of a human head, I need to like kind of erase what I have here because it's gonna affect the way that I'm seeing the reference. So that's why I try to just erase, but I know I'm gonna erase it here. I'm using if you press shift, you can reduce the shape here. So the nose as well, you need to mainly cover. I'm gonna push a little bit higher the intensity just to be quicker. And then I'm gonna establish a little bit of the main shape. You, I also like to use clay tubs because clay tubs leave this kind of lines. Those lines can help me to uh, leave some marks behind. Then I can later on work on that. So even the nose a little bit here, and then we're gonna double check and see because I'm working one side, so this side here we also need to move. So then it is the part when we have uh, side view is gonna help you to follow exactly what the concept design want or the art director. When you don't have, so it's on your own. So you're gonna decide where you want to put stuff. Would recommend even making monsters like humanoid. It's always good to have like a good foundation in anatomy. When I say good foundation, it is like if you know how to draw, right? You know how to do some drawings and you know how it is the biceps and all those stuff. So when you study when you take a class for sculpting, it's a little bit different. Like you're gonna see like things more like three-dimensionally, and then I'm gonna trying to see this guy without the beard because the beard you're gonna put later on. Beard. So here just establish a few features that I think will be important. And front view, we also need to change a little bit of the shape of the head in front view to be more suitable for this type of monster, I should say. Normalize here, so it's the same as this jawline. I'm gonna try to even the neck is all fur, but I'm gonna just push the reference here. That way you guys can follow it the same. I'm gonna make a little bit like smaller. Maybe I can open the one here. See. smaller just to fit inside of these. That way you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna open the reference in another monitor as well. That way you're gonna have like two, because I like to see like bigger. I like to see almost my full screen is the reference. So now I have my reference established and organized. So I'm gonna go back again and do some adjustments. See here on top, just go little by little and think how. So in the concept, looks like this lower jaw is a little bit like pronounced forward. So we're gonna try to mimic this kind of shape, and I'm gonna using clay. You're gonna try to erase a little bit of the eye area and make this where it is supposed to be the eye is gonna be the zygomatic a little bit, and going behind. I'm gonna just trying to even the neck. The neck's gonna help me to see how massive the body type is gonna be. Also, even behind uh, here in the skull, we're gonna try to push a little bit more. When you see here aside, you're gonna try to follow more or less the shape of the. We're gonna have fur everywhere. I don't know if you're gonna have time to make all those hair, but at least we need to have like a block out. That way, it's gonna help us to establish the head even better. So I'm not wasting too much time here because we're gonna cover everything with another uh, here, here again. So see here, as I saw here, this should be the main mass. It should be a little bit like forward because it's the top of the eye. And then I'm gonna use the. Sometimes I don't use. I prefer not using a base mesh as I'm doing right now because sometimes I have two jobs, like to change what you have, and sometimes you can lose more time. This case here is gonna help me a little bit to at least have a nice start. I'm gonna just use smooth here just to clean the shape, and that way I can see better. In this beginning stage, I use smooth quite a lot, but as I go, when I have the shape established, I I don't recommend to use like smooth all the time. I always trying to have the shape. It is the same idea when you do like a traditional sculpt where I came from. I was a traditional sculpt. I was no, I am traditional sculpt. I use ZBrush just because of the industry. Um, if you have the same approach as a traditional sculpt, you're gonna have more. How can I say? I think you're gonna have more. You're gonna have more. Yeah, I'm lacking words right now because it's difficult to speak in another language uh, and at the same time trying to find the shape. But let's go. So we're gonna just trying to clean as better as possible, and then you're gonna build up on top of that the sh main shape that we want. So we are doing when you are working for a company, so you must be able to see what the design is, and then it should also be able to, you know, sometimes change because when you see the design, the concept doesn't this is not a 3D, this is just an idea. So when you do a 3D, sometimes you, sometimes you need to forget about 3D, about sorry, about the concept. You just think about the model itself. So I have seen a lot of people like too attached to the concept that they cannot like decide where to go. This is like a terrible situation to be. So sometimes you need to just don't look your reference, trying to uh, feel the design and all the stuff. And I use reference just for a proportional. See if the proportion is good, which I'm doing right now. So I'm gonna take the reference away because I need the dock. So when I press here front again, so as you can see, it goes to the same place. It's supposed to be once you move here and establish the position, it's supposed to hold as well. I don't know why it's not holding. Sometimes can be some something that ZBrush does all the time. So now I'm gonna just go to my opacity. Again, once I move here, establish, I'm gonna store view again, and let's see if it's gonna work. If we're gonna do the same problem. So I'm gonna Control N to clean. Suppose that I'm gonna do stuff here, and then I'm gonna press again store view. Let's see front. Yeah, it's not holding, but believe me, it's supposed to be here, like here. That's why it's good to, if you have Photoshop, you can just like do a crop and have just the image that you're gonna make. But I was too lazy to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna just establish again, and I'm gonna check. Trying to go. Sometimes I use these. Let's see, uh, quadri shade. Let's see, because it's is brighter, as you can see, just to see if it is, if you can like check the proportions and so on and so forth. But just go to. I prefer to go to skin shade. It can give me a little bit of more information. So again, I was doing my stuff, and now I'm gonna use move brush again just to, and then you have to see if I need to push back or push down or push up. That's the main exercise that you have to do here. That way. See, I think I need to go back. If I have a side view, it will be way easier. Sometimes when you're working, if you don't have a side view, and if the art director is too picky with the supposed to be as the same as the concept, you have to ask the character design to design one side view, so that way you can follow as close as possible. You know what? I'm gonna just erase the the nose. Shift. I'm gonna erase because I think it's better to establish the place instead moving. I'm gonna waste more time moving. So sometimes I prefer to just see. So I'm gonna like make the volume here, but as you can see on the other side, because also this character is not symmetrical. So sometimes like in profile, it's difficult to find the symmetry. That's why it's good to have a front view, side view that I was talking about. But at least for now, I'm gonna just have a volume because I think that I have to move the my model onto the reference to match more the position. That way you're gonna be like 100% closer to the concept. So this is a exercise that if you do in the beginning, you're gonna save a lot of time when you have to finish your model, because your client will ask you, I need these exactly the same as the concept. So you're gonna lose some time right now. It will not be fun because you're not doing any details, but believe me, down the line you're gonna save a lot of headache, because so as the same as here, I'm gonna just use shift and you're gonna smooth, and then I'm gonna use clay tube, because clay tube can be quicker. So here you're gonna make the space between the teeth, and then later on I can decide if I have to move more or not. Even the ears, they are far away. So as you progress, you're gonna see things are gonna make sense. So we're gonna make also see the eyes. So now we have to see if your model it is in the right place, or if you need to move. If I need to move, we're gonna just like see. Here's the eye. I need a little bit back. I move back a little bit. So trying to find the center of your model. See, here's the eye. So if the eye is here, the rest should match. So I'm gonna again click Start View, and then I know that everything's gonna fall in the place. Then I can move a little bit outward. See here, a little bit, and then later on I can just work a little bit more. And as far as not doing something for my client, it's just a personal project. It's good because you can move things around, you can, but the idea of this demo is give you a little bit of uh, information. That way you can follow the concepts as close as possible, because it's too valuable when you are able to make exactly or as close as possible to the reference. So I'm here using non-standard to establish his mouth. I'm just right now I'm just marking, doing some lines to guide me when I turn off the image, so that way I know where it is my proportions, and I'm gonna make sure that everything is correct. So I have here, and should say this is the okay. I'm gonna save because I don't wanna lose my progress. Once I'm saved, I'm gonna don't forget to bring this opacity up, and then I'm gonna use here the material that I was doing, Control N, and then I'm gonna just click like one to one because it's gonna go back to the same thing. So here you can see it's a little bit closer to the concept. I'm gonna bring the concept back here just for you guys to follow. I'm gonna put like, yeah, I'm gonna put this side here. So, and then I'm gonna just trying to work on other places to make everything like match together. Let's see, even here down, I don't care. I'm gonna just increase a little bit this intensity. I'm gonna try to make the neck more massive, so that way he needs to looks more aggressive, I should say. So here, yeah. So I will be doing a mentorship, teaching the whole thing, even going to texturing and making the model and all those stuff. If you're interested to jump into this mentorship, just let me know, send me a message on my Instagram. And I've been using Instagram recently, but the time that I have is difficult to follow. So guys, I'm back here. I did a break just to have some snack. Let's keep doing that. So as you can see here, sometimes when I push and pull polygons, I always just do like a Dynamesh again. But the thing that I do, usually I come here to Dynamesh, I just like put blur to 0, so that way when you do Dynamesh, you not apply as smooth. Because if this blur it is like if this blur was like the way it was, it's gonna like in a certain way it's gonna like I'm gonna lose shape because I don't like, as I told you in the beginning, I don't like to apply too much smooth. I don't recommend you to apply smooth. It's better to make shapes, sculpting actually instead. Smooth, you just use smooth when you wanna when you are like in the detail stage, which is not the case right now. Right now you are more making the big shapes first, and that's it. Like because if you take in consideration the amount of polygons, as I have uh, low amount of polygons, if you apply smooth right now, you're gonna lose shape, which we don't want that. We want to keep the shape as much as we can, and as we progress, we can increase the amount of polygons, and then it's okay to use smooth because the smooth will not should say will not deform. You're gonna have more control when you have more polygons. That's why I don't use smooth in the beginning, and I don't recommend people using smooth all the time to sculpt. Trying to keep using the tool as much as you can. Trust me, it's gonna help you quite a lot. Uh, see here, it's hard when you take a break to have lunch, and then when you come back, you always come back a little bit like I don't know, stiff. And as you go, you're gonna get like better again. But it is a good thing because when you take a break, you don't see the model all the time. So when you take a break, you're gonna come back with a fresh eye. So then you're gonna double check if your previous decision was okay, which I'm feeling comfortable so far. So the ear here, it's kind of a should say like a human type of ear. I wanna do like a more like I don't know arc type of thing. So I'm gonna try to make a little bit. Sorry, Jonathan. I'm gonna change a little bit your model, but if doesn't work, of course I I will come back and maybe. So this is like a personal project, so it's nice to have freedom sometimes. That's why a lot of people do like personal projects because personal projects it's the time that you have some fun and enjoy the process. Uh, let's see, in front view, I have been avoiding front view for a while. It's good to touch base here and see how you can kind of get closer to the concept even in front view. So we don't have front view, so that way we have a little bit of should say freedom should say. Uh, when you do like a personal project, I don't care because it's more like a space for own decisions. But when you are doing something for a client, don't try to go like solo and do all the decisions by yourself because it's not your project. So you need to ask the client, hey, can you provide me uh, some front view because I wanna see what it is inside of the designer, the character designer in minds. So you're gonna put a little bit of volume to have this neck well connected. And the way you progress, you're gonna see more stuff. Like when I put a little bit of the chest here and maybe the deltoid, it's gonna help you to move things around even better, I think. I'm gonna save these. Just a second. I'm gonna save. Okay. So we're gonna work a little bit more on the lower jaw. Looks like he has a really nice mouth. Oh, by the way, you're gonna check the proportion. Let me see here. Front view. Yeah, I don't know why all the time when I'm doing front view is coming to this in this way. It's supposed to come in the way that I'm setting up. Hopefully when I close ZBrush and open again, it's gonna be fixed. But for now, I'm gonna just reposition. Supposed to work when I do like start view. It's supposed to be always like that. I don't know why it's changing. Let's see. Oh no, see. Oh no, looks like it's back. It's working back. I don't know. So anyway, you need to be sometimes. You need to be patient and try to go along with the software. So we're gonna use this matte cap white. I think it's good to give you this kind of shadow volume and let's see, like done standard. I'm gonna just mark some places here. That way I'm gonna use later on as a landmark to find where things supposed to be. I'm gonna do more one here and I'm gonna just pressing Alt, and because this here is something like should say forward. I don't know the exactly word. Oh, a little bit more work here. So I think so the ear I put in the wrong spot. Can you see? Because as I have a lot of volume here, I'm not sure where I should go. So I'm gonna decide where I put the ear of afterwards. I'm gonna take a lot. Sometimes I just avoid to work in a place that I'm not sure how I should make it. And as you can see, I'm navigating to the whole model. I don't stay in one spot for much time because I want to keep my eyes as fresh as I can, and I always move. Work a little bit in the nose and then go to the eye here and there, and then you're gonna find a way. And it's gonna be a time that you don't need more to check here unless if you're like no not certain if you're in if your proportion is correct or not. It seems to be okay now, but anyway, we can just always come and check if we move things. So we're gonna just do a speed sculpting here because it's gonna be the same thing, you know, like moving back and forth. So if I have anything to address, to explain, I will stop and explain. But I'm gonna just do a speed sculpting right now, and I will be back soon. So this is a good start. So this is a, I can say like I don't know, a block out. I have like most of the primary form, a little bit of the secondary form, and yeah, as a demonstration, we're gonna start from here. So this is the, I should, yeah, I need to figure out how can I make the rest of the clothing, all those bonds. So, but for this stage of the demonstration, I think it's enough to show you a little bit of the approach that I use. Um, and if you have any question, anything, like just send me a message. Um, it's nothing like really difficult. It's just time consuming and just keep doing. So from here, the hair, all those block out. Usually I make this type of hair, like this type of block out, and then later on I refining little by little. Like if I'm gonna make hair like for games, for example, I would use these as a base just to show me the volume. This is a whole another process to make hair for games. Maybe I can just tackle this one here and make the hair. But for now, I'd like to know if you guys like this type of video. And yeah, until the next time, thank you guys for watching that.